Hey y'all, this is Val with Our Forever Farm. If you're new here, we'd like to welcome you. And if you are a regular and a subscriber, I thank you for the support and always watching and commenting. I really appreciate you. This is my first garden update in a while. We're starting out in November. This is actually November the 3rd where I'm out watering the garden. And then we'll move on before the cold snap and after the cold snap and see the update.
It's a little chilly out here. Sweet Hunter said it was warm. And I guess it is once I get started working. But what I'm doing right now is I'm just watering my garden, my pansies and flowers. And I'm going to pull all the leaves I can that fell in the garden. I'm going to pull them up around my plant just for a blanket. Just like a blanket for the winter. I haven't put my plastic on yet on the hoops because it's not been cold enough. So I've got a cabbage that's heading a little bit. I'm very excited about that. I think I see some signs of Brussels sprouts, which is a little late. I was showing one of my friends the other night on my phone where about a week ago I had broccoli in my big garden several years ago. Well, a year ago, I think. But I've never done raised beds, so I think they've done real well. I'll learn as I go. But I am pulling just some of these leaves. It's just a natural mulch. Pull them around all these cabbages and it'll be kind of like an extra protection for the roots. My broccoli's beautiful. And I believe it's just about the head if winter don't get it. I think we'll be doing good. They love cool weather. Look how big and beautiful that is. Isn't that pretty? And I really believe if winter won't come real quick, like with a heavy frost before I get the plastic on, I believe I'll get some broccoli and Brussels sprouts. I'm not sure about the cauliflower. I will get a cabbage or two. But hey, for little misfit stuff, I bought plants that were sickly. I think it's doing great. This is beautiful. I thought this one was my beautiful one, but this is beautiful. It's beautiful. Now broccoli will get a big head right in the middle, and you don't want to let it flower out. So now in these raised beds, I don't know how big they'll be, but in my big garden at the farm, they'll get about that big, if you can see. They will get about that big. And once you cut it on a diagonal, cut it, then what you want to do, let your plant just keep growing like this, and it will grow side shoots. It'll have side shoots that will come out from the big head, and you want to cut every one of those before they flower, and you wouldn't believe what you get off this one plant. Now, like I say, I've never done raised beds, so this is all new to me, but by next year I'll be an expert, I promise. Hey y'all, it's cold out here, but I thought I would give you a little tour of my garden before I cover it completely up. So if you remember way back when, I didn't know if these cabbage would make it or not. They are trying to head. They are, a couple of them, well, 3 of them are. They were very sickly when I got them. See, those won't make it, those won't make it. This one probably will. This one may, it looks good. I'm not sure about that one. Man, I need to cut those onions. And these probably will. They'll probably make some small heads. But this is what I want you to see. Oh my goodness, is that not gorgeous? If you can get how big it is from way up here, and those plants are so big. There's a small one, and it will do fine. Here's another small one. It will do fine. There's a big one, and it's about to flower. I've got to cut it today. And then over here, this is a small one. It should do fine. And another little bitty one. So that's about it for this upper garden. I'm going to cut these broccoli Let's look at them again. I'm just thrilled. I'm just so thrilled. That's beautiful. Now, I will cut these right down here. Let's see. Right down here. And then on the stalk, let me see if I can get you under here. On the stalk, it'll have side shoots that'll come. Once I cut that big head off, and the all the energy will go to the side shoots. So this broccoli is not through making, but isn't it beautiful? But I have got to cut that today. Cabbage, so-so, but I will get some heads out of it. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I probably get 4 to 6 heads. Onions I get constantly. Let's walk down here to the, look at that again. Oh yeah, that just thrills me to death. Let's walk down here to the other little garden. And it was some sickly plants too. This is Brussels sprouts. I'm not gonna cover these up, but you can see right there is a Brussels sprout forming. I hope you can see it where my finger is. Right there. They're so tiny. You can see on this one, if I can get you over to it, you can see one coming. They see how they're on the edge of the stems, close to the stalk, and they will make. I'll get a good mess or two out of that. Cauliflower is just starting, and I've got to pin that up. This one I knew was doing good, so I've already pinned it up. This cauliflower is good. And you cover it with the leaves to protect it from the sun where it won't turn brown. So that looks really good. Not as good as the broccoli. These little ones back here, they'll probably make, but they'll probably be little. Now we've got some cold weather coming in. I think Sweet Hunter said in about a week. But you can see these Brussels sprouts, they're gonna do fine. They will do fine. I just don't have many. But y'all, this is my first raised beds that I've ever done. So I've done barrels before when we lived in the city one time. But I have never really done raised beds. I've always had a huge garden and I miss it so bad. So let's just take one more look and then I'm gonna cover this up. Oh, I gotta cut them first. That's what I gotta do. Let me get that done. I really need a knife, but this is what I cut my onions with, so I'm just gonna use it because I don't want to go back in. So I'm gonna see if I can cut this with these scissors. Yep, I did. Just a small head, but I'm proud of that. Let's get this one. Let's see. Maybe over where you can see me. It's better to do it with a knife. Look at that. Now you see where I cut it off. All right, right down here, in between these, there will be side shoots. And all the energy is gonna go to the side shoots. They're not gonna cut these because they're small. They're not flowering or anything. And I'm gonna cover this up. I almost forgot to give you a little garden tour. And I know a lot of people aren't interested in the garden, but cooking has to do with gardens. And I love cooking real food. And real food is from a garden. See, I've got the ends open right now. That's just because it's not quite cold enough to worry about these. But if the forecast is right, they're saying like 13 degrees for several days, and it won't do well with that. I'm so proud of my broccoli. Did I even get it out? Yeah, I think I did. I hope, anyway. I'm gonna go ahead and clip these in case we get some heavy wind. Now, I will cover the ends when it's, I think it's about a week from now when it's supposed to get cold. I will cover the ends, Not airtight or anything, but just so they won't get frost on them. I want to show you I don't think I ever showed you where I planted, I don't know if I've showed you that or not, where I spent an afternoon planting garlic. And all of it has come up. And I put the little tomato cages on top of them to keep the squirrels out of them, but you can see it looks like springtime. That is fine. I'm gonna mulch it real good with those leaves and they will do fine out in the winter. And then this, you know, I don't remember ever showing y'all where I planted some little mixed greens, and they're not great. I planted them in a bag and they're just starting to come up. And I have used some of these in cooking, and but these should do us all winter, and it should fill this whole thing up. But I just did it in a plastic bag of dirt with holes in the bottom, and I keep it covered with a tote lid. So I'm going to fix this up. You don't have to worry about watering this too much, even though I probably will. Let me get some water. I got some. See if I can get some water in this. I got a bucket over here for rainwater that I use. But you don't have to worry about watering this little thing too much, because I'm using it like a greenhouse. I'm keeping the toad on it, and I just water it every once in a while. And then when here's some coming out. If I left this open, first of all, the squirrels would get in it, and second of all, the rain would wash them right out of that little bag of soil. So these are something I'm going to use next year. It's a stacking vertical planter, and I'm very excited about it. I was hoping I would get to this year, but that didn't happen. So I've got 4 pumpkins I've got to go cut as soon as I get through here. I will tell you this, if I don't get to tell you, because I probably won't show cooking this, but when you get fresh broccoli, you or cauliflower, whoops, y'all nearly went down the hill, or cauliflower, before you cook it, I actually cut the big stem off. You can't eat that. I'm not a fan of it, and I turn it into little florets. But you put it in a bowl of salty water and let it soak for about 5 minutes, and you know, pretty good amount of salt. And if there are any critters, like some little green worms that you can't see on this, they will float to the top and it'll be ready. Now, if you think that's gross, real food is dirty. Anyway, very proud of this. So y'all go cook something. I'm going in, it's cold. So fast forward till after Christmas, past the cold spell. It's actually December 28th when I'm filming this. It's my grandson's birthday. Happy birthday, Davis. And I am putting my boots on, and I'm gonna go take the plastic off, because in the next week it's gonna be in the 60s here. It's still really, really cold. Let's see if I can even do this. I've got double clothes on. I'm gonna go out here and take it off. So let's go see the damage, if there's any damage. We've had snow. There's still snow on the ground. There's ice on these steps right here. I'm trying to be very, very careful, but you probably can see the snow. But it's still gonna be warm enough to take this plastic off, I believe. And let's just see if we've got any damage. There's still snow on this plastic here. I did put the plastic on the ends to protect everything and tuck them in. So it's gonna take me a little bit to get this undone. And it's ice. You can already see it got my cabbage. I don't know if it'll perk up or not. But, oh well. It got down to 7, I think. So, I mean, that's pretty cold. Yep, he got it. So I don't know if it was the plastic I put on it that did it or what, but I've got broccoli to cut. My onions should be fine. They're down deep. I'll cut the messed up part off, but it got this garden. There's a fisherman down here looking at me like I'm stupid talking to myself. So let me just show you the cabbage. I don't think it'll come back out. It's done. The onions will be fine. They'll come back. This cabbage seems to be protected. So I may get this one. Broccoli leaves are down, but look, I have broccoli. And little broccoli. I'm anxious to see if these, as I cut the big heads off, will grow the side shoots. We'll see. Little bitty broccoli. Some more broccoli. And some more. So I got these. Funny, the pansies look like they're gonna be fine. I'm gonna cut this broccoli if I can find it too. So I was told by a farmer to not put the plastic on because of the dampness, like in a greenhouse. And I will leave them here just in case. So I got this much out of the garden. Probably if I had not come out today, it probably would have been, the broccoli would have been gone. So much for the plastic. Well, the first thing I wanted to check is my cauliflower. Now, the pins have come off, which caused the sun to get to it. These were not covered. So this one's okay. It's a little yellow, but it'll be fine mixed in with my broccoli. Did get the other plants. The only thing that really did good in this garden is the Brussels sprouts, and they are not frozen. They are not. They might have a little yellow right there, but the Brussels sprouts are still growing. See them? So I've got probably 4 of those that's gonna make it. I threw one little cauliflower that's really yellow, and that one's not, it won't make it. And those won't make it, and that one's done in. So, crazy, crazy. But these are doing good, real good. Brussels sprouts. And they weren't even covered. My little greenhouse garden has gone. It got them. I did open that up and look. I won't even open that up. But my garlic did fine, and I knew it would. I knew it would. Show you this lake out here. Isn't that beautiful? There's the guy I was talking to. And the funny thing is, he saw us on YouTube before, so that was funny. So it's beautiful out here. Some of the lake is still ice. And like I say, we still got snow on the ground. Surely it'll be gone tomorrow. The steps are icy. But there's the garden. Oh, I gotta go get my tripod. I left it out there. Well, that's kind of a bummer, but you know, it was a weird cold spell. And for over here especially, I mean, it's still cold out there. Brussels sprouts, 1 cabbage. I got a little broccoli, and I've got onions, they'll still grow. And I got garlic that's still going. So I'm happy. I'm ready for, well, I don't know if I'm ready for spring, but I'm ready for spring planting. And I probably will start that in late January in the house under some grow lights for the spring garden. So right now, what I'm gonna do, because I'm gonna do some canning after the holidays here. And this is when I like to do my canning, is in the winter. We're all gonna have spring fever if we're gardeners. So All right, well, y'all go cook something. That's what I'm gonna do. So I came in and got cleaned up and wanted to talk to you a little bit about the garden. Sweet Hunter's hunting again. There's only about a week left. And we really need another doe. He wants a buck, but I'll take a doe in the freezer. But I'm gonna make him some beans and cornbread. He loves beans and cornbread, and we've had so much goodies and dips, and you can watch that spinach dip recipe that I did, and the croutons, and oh my goodness, all the desserts. You can watch that on my channel. There'll be links in the description box for that. But I've uncovered my garden. It's gonna be fine. I'm ready to start my spring planting, but hold off, guys, because it is not time. Even, I'm talking about inside. I have grow lights. It's not time. We're gonna have some more cold weather in January. I'm thinking I'm gonna start mine the end of January, because I'm not gonna pay what I did for these sickly little plants last year. I'm gonna grow my own. So it's time now if you want to order seeds. But we've all got the itch. We all want to garden. I myself, I love winter. And when I get snow, it's wonderful. Cold weather, not so much. I miss my wood heater, but we're gonna fix that. So, but I wanted to just hop in here and tell you, if you lost your plants, don't be discouraged. Can you imagine what the farmers face, the big farmers? But don't get discouraged if you're, if this cold snap got your plants. It got everybody's, you know. So, I do pray for the farmers though, because that's their livelihood, and all the people that lost lives and are still in bad shape. It's really bad. So it's gonna be in the 60s this week, and I'll probably get out and pull all my plants up that aren't gonna make it, and get ready for just start amending my soil, adding some soil to it, and just doing some things that I can do on a warm day. It's gonna be fun. Y'all know me, it doesn't take much. I'm gonna get busy making some cornbread. Hey, I can link that in the description box too. I've got 2 great cornbread recipes. They are so good. You can make cornbread and pinto beans. I've already got them cooking on the stove, and I soaked them all night, and Sweet Hunter is gonna enjoy that. He's been wanting some veggies. Oh, I'm gonna fry some okra too. So y'all don't be discouraged. Get ready for spring. Start looking at the seed catalogs. Start looking at the on the internet. Plan your gardens. Order your seeds. And if you plant inside, it is not time in my area. Nobody's been warm the last few days. I mean, even Florida got it. But don't get discouraged. Don't get discouraged. Just start planting. And I've got another garden to put together, a little raised bed garden. Sweet Hunter's gonna do that for me. Hopefully, after deer season, we don't do anything during deer season. When his daughters got pregnant, he would always say, don't have babies in deer season. And he was serious, although they did. They did. Y'all go cook something. I'm going to cook beans and cornbread, get the fire going, and some music. Enjoy your day.